So now we will enter the room. To me, is the cream lah. The cream Piastri Resistance Coup de Grace. Wow, I very long never say it.
Okay, let's go.
Welcome to another episode of Get It. Today's episode is a little bit special because I got another co-host, Li Ting. So Li Ting is our BD from Easy ID.
So Easy ID, what we aim to do is to connect homeowners to reputable and quality IDs so that they can have a very smooth renovation process. Since there are a lot of IDs in Singapore and homeowners might not be able to choose and select the best ones.
So we will curate and make sure we do our due diligence to make sure they are all legit. Okay, so the house that we are looking at today is a little bit special. So I'm going to let Li Ting tell us what are we looking at.
Okay, so today we are in a 4-room condo that is 1,368 square feet. The renovation took about 4 months because the ID and the homeowner actually put a lot of thought into it. It cost about 160 to 180,000. It's a mixture of minimalist, modern luxe and also contemporary.
One fun fact about this place is also the owner is also the ID of this place. So very seldom do we have projects like the ID will showcase their own place lah. Okay, so we start at the entrance. Immediately, right, you will see something very interesting is telephone. I say this is interesting because not a lot of houses have telephone nowadays. So they got this niche where they put all their aircon remote and some decorative things, and then all the laminate is anti-fingerprint.
Okay, so fun fact, according to Feng Shui, right, it is not auspicious to have shoes above your head level. That's why even though they got 2 cabinets, only the one below the head level got shoes.
Then on the right, you will see a black tinted mirror. Why black tinted mirror? If it's clear mirror, right, they will reflect sun rays and sometimes things might get on fire. So having black tinted will reduce the intensity of the ray. Then I want to bring your attention to one thing. This at first look may look like a rounded pillar, but it actually is a story. Personally for me, right, when I look at houses, right, I don't like rounded corners and stuff. I like very squarish and regular shape. They're easier to put furniture. But this one, they put a rounded corner and double it up as a storage. I think it's quite smart. Okay, moving on to the living room.
So now we move on to the living room, and the first thing you'll be greeted by is this magnetic light strip. It's a very smart idea. So this whole thing is one magnetic light strip, and then if the owners want to change the lighting, they can change it anytime. It's like a plug and play, right?
You can shift around lah. So like if you want 2 lights instead of 4 lights, you can take it out and then you can just adjust.
Or you want one whole strip of lights also can.
Yes.
So if you see the walls, a lot of them are curved. There's a lot of lighting in this house. You realize the magnetic strip light over here, the decorative wall, there's also lights. Cove lights also have lights, and then under the curtains there are also lights because the owner likes it to be very, very bright.
And you can see, right, the TV feature wall, right, is curved. It's not easy to do curved carpentry. Usually I think it's really too 耗工 already. It's too much for me. So I always like it very structural. But those people that appreciate arches and curves, right, they have to go through a longer wait than usual. And then of course you will see a recliner sofa. This is a family of 5. Comfortably can sit all of them. And the reason why they don't have a coffee table is because they have this leg rest. One interesting thing about the owner, right, is the owner is not a strong believer of smart home. So all these are remote control. It's not smart home. Behind this is the entire balcony where you will see the view lah. But we will not show you because we will not review where he stays. Okay, so then we'll move on to the dining area. At the dining room, you'll be greeted by this feature wall, which may look like a storage area, but it's not a storage area.
Very smart.
Yeah, very
because
smart.
it makes the house look bigger.
Yes.
Like there's more space.
Correct. Okay, so the special thing about this fluted panel, right, is from what I understand, there are some fluted panel that is like 3D printed. But this one, because they want it so unusually thin, right, they have to hand paste every single strips lah. And each of them is very, very thin.
You guess how long they took?
I would know lah because I read the script.
They took 8 days.
They took 8 days. So you were mentioning you don't like fluted panel. Why?
Okay, I feel fluted panels look nice. A lot of people like, right?
Yeah.
But very hard to clean.
Okay, it is true, but I like to say, right, if you want aesthetic, you will have to sacrifice functionality.
Yeah.
To me, I like fluted panel because it adds a lot of dimension to the flatness of it. If you imagine this whole thing white, very boring.
Boring lah, very flat.
Normally people won't even just do like white paint, very boring. So this one is like micro cement. Okay. So it gives a little bit of texture along with the fluted panel. And then the dining area.
The dining area looks very, very luxe. But I want to bring your attention to this light. So this light is actually customized by the owner's friend. So the whole light is customized. So I see a lot of shapes. Here got one bulb, there got one bulb.
But I have to say this is interesting. It's a combination of all the pendant light put into one. It's quite unique, I would say. So as you can see, the dining table is rather big. You can sit comfortably 8 people. So it's great for hosting. So this table is the extendable table. So you can put more if they need to. Okay, so moving on to the kitchen. Okay, we are at the kitchen. This is the dry snack area or the pantry area, I call it. Initially, before they did this renovation, right, the entrance was actually here. So they closed it up and opened up the entrance in the middle of the kitchen, which I think is a lot more efficient. And it's clearly separated from the, the cooking area and the snack area. So the entire kitchen, right, the drawers, right, is used this type of pattern, right, which what I understand was wainscoting. Wainscoting is normally on the wall. So the drawer have this pattern. I think it has this very colonial feel. And then the handles, right, is rose gold handles. They're sourced from Taobao, which I think looks very luxe. This will easily cost quite a bit if you want to actually buy in Singapore, to be very, very honest.
So this is something that is coming back in trend. What we call it is the lattice window. So what's a lattice window? It's basically like a grid design kind of thing lah. It's coming back in trend, you have to take note. So the owner opted for like a matte bronzy gold kind of tab, which is good. And I personally like it because it's matte finishing, right? So you cannot see so much of the water stains lah. The tabletop is also quartz, and why a lot of owners they choose quartz is because it's less porous. So less porous meaning that if they cook, they splash the water, then here got some oil, pour the wine, it will not stain the countertop. So of course all the cabinets and the drawers are all soft closing, and they also opted for induction cooker. Why induction cooker very smart is because it saves a lot of space over here. So over here he has space for his storage, because normally the gas canister is over here. So induction cooker, less dangerous also, saves a lot of space, but you don't have wok hei lah. I don't know if you all noticed, but this kitchen is actually in a very, very unique color scheme. So the color scheme is actually green and grey, very interesting. Normally people won't go for green and grey lah, so I think it's very daring of the owner to choose this kind of color scheme. And it also matches with the Smack toaster over here. So the colors, they go very well together, although it is a very bold and odd choice of color combination. Over here we have the service yard where they do their laundry, they have the maid's room and also their storeroom. So now let's move on to the bedrooms.
So before we enter the rooms, we are at the corridor. The walls, right, may look like they continue the micro cement theme, but it is micro cement wallpaper. It really does feel like it has the texture. And then the first door here, right, is a reed glass door, right. Again, reed glass lets the light go in but still maintains the privacy. So this is of course the common bathroom. Inside the bathroom, you will also see that the owner is really obsessed with gold. The tap is matte gold. The bidet is brass color. Even the toilet brush is a gloss gold. I think the owner really like gold. So of course all the mirrors are storage spaces as well. This is a very common space maximizing design nowadays because houses are getting smaller. So they have to make use of every single available space. In my time, we all always focus on horizontal spaces. But now as houses are getting smaller and smaller, it's very important to consider vertical spaces. So now we'll move on to the rooms. Okay, so there are a total of 4 rooms in the house. One is the master bedroom, 2 kids' room, one for the eldest, one for the youngest, and then one more is the granny room. But we're only going to show you one of these. Okay, so this room is interesting, right? It's because I'm very impressed with this size of the room, right? They managed to squeeze in the bed, a study table, 2 chairs, a wardrobe, and even a display niche. So this display niche, right, they opted the arc design. Then, of course, all the laminate they use here, right, is the anti-fingerprint one.
Personally, for me, I don't know about you lah. I want to have kids in the future. So if I have kids in the future, their room will be like that. Because nowadays the rooms, they are not too big. So the only way to have a bed plus a study is to have this kind of design. Plus it offers some sort of privacy lah for the kid when they are sleeping here. Because this is all carpentry, right? So they are very, very thoughtful to include this wire management flap. So if you have laptop, handphone, diffuser, all sorts of things, right, you can hide the wire under the flap.
Okay, so it's tidier lah.
Yeah.
Okay, I also find it very interesting, right? This thing. Okay, so the door stopper is a very, very interesting door stopper. Most door stoppers is something that's jugging up from the floor. Yeah, then it just jiap like that. But this one is actually a seamless latch that is flush with the wall. And then when the door goes closer to it, right, the latch will attach itself to the door so that the door won't move. So now we'll move on to the master bedroom. Before we enter the master bedroom, I want you to take a look at their door handles, right? This is very inspired by the Buster and Punch series. Okay, Buster and Punch is a very atas shop lah in overseas lah. So the owner actually got this from Taobao. If you see the real Buster and Punch, right, it is really very expensive and look very similar. So now we will enter the room. To me, is the cream lah, the cream pièce de résistance coup de grâce. Wow, I very long never say it.
Okay, let's go.
The room, immediately, right, you see, it's bloody spacious. I suspect it's almost like half the house. I don't know, it feels like that because it's very deep in.
It feels like 2 rooms knocked into one.
Yeah. I also think so.
It's damn wide.
Yeah, and plenty of natural light coming in. The owner actually put the study table on the corner along with the dressing table on the side. So both the husband and wife can have something in the room.
Yeah.
And as you can see, they can comfortably put a king size bed right here. Okay, so a lot of people in Singapore, right, they can only do like Max Queen or Asian King, but this is the European king size. Then they also have a wall hung TV here, so they can watch TV at night. On the right side of the bed, they also got some storage, and that's not a wardrobe, it's just their general storage. And in front of it, they put a massage chair. And then we'll move on to the bathroom area. Okay, so on the right side of the room, right, you will actually see this arch, right, leading to the walk-in wardrobe. The walk-in wardrobe, again, he used the Busters and Punch inspired knobs, and then also got a fluted panel to continue the flow of the design.
The whole house actually, right, the flow is from the living room all the way to every part. There's the fluted, there's the gold, there's the arc.
Then all of the laminate in the entire house, including the room, right, they opted for the latest laminate, right, which is the anti-fingerprint laminate. Then of course there's a full-length mirror, very important. Okay, into the bathroom. Wow, this bathroom very beautiful. Okay, they opted for this subway tile that they put in vertical. This is very tedious to install because as you see, it's 一个放. And then they separated the whole shower area from the toilet area with this rated glass, right, which is very smart because my house, right, I personally put the black color bar, but you can really distinctively see the separation, so it makes it look even smaller. With this red glass, they make it look a little bit more spacious
because the light can go through.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and then one interesting thing that they did, which is very uncommon nowadays, they whip out their whole vinyl flooring of the master bedroom, right, and change it to the parquet flooring. I personally like parquet flooring, but I know it's very expensive and takes a little bit of maintenance. After some years, must go varnish back on.
Yeah.
So now we'll go back to the living room. Back then when I do Reno King videos, right, a lot of people got asked me, what are you going to do with the outer? Like for Zijie house also a lot of people ask, for Joanna house also a lot of people ask. So this is the first time I saw an outer that takes up a lot of space, but it's still very aesthetically pleasing and also very functional. Because if you look at this outer, right, there's this gap on top of it. It's actually an exhaust system. So when they burn the incense, right, they can absorb the smoke.
So they just on it here.
They just on it here.
Switch.
Then the house won't be too smoky. So integrating outer into a house design and make it flow so well and still maximize the functionality, right, is a very difficult thing to do. So I think what the owner did here was very impressive and ingenious. That's it for today's tour, and if you want to work with Roger from Flow Design, you can head over to easyid.sg, fill in your renovation details and your contact details, and we will connect you with the right ID. But wait, there's more!
So we are giving away 3 iPads to 3 lucky winners when you head over to our website and fill in your contact details.
Then if you are ID and would like to work with us and get a house tour like this, you can contact us in our email here or DM us in our IG here. And as always, click here for more and click here to what?